We lost him for a while. We couldn't do anything back. Everybody? Good. All right, second game. Wake Forest got a heck of a team, played very well, did a great job on defense, played very hard, quarterback makes plays, the backs are schemed, tight end, the receivers made big catches and throws, and it was a heck of a football game. And it was just two teams that fought very hard. We played well at times, we didn't play well at times. We had some nice drives, but we had too many critical penalties at critical times. We had a kickoff return call back, had a big screen, ran the second drive right there. We're going to cross midfield and have a chance to really get a good drive. Had some nice games, and we gave up too many negative plays, too many penetrations in the backfield, running the ball, and some things. We'll look at what that was. Had the big touchdown call back. We scored in the first great drive of the second half. Had a lot of third down converted play. Did a heck of a job in that group, and got it in there and scored, and then got a penalty right there. I think it was a holding call. Got it back, and then we kicked the ball well. Ricky kicked it well. We had our punts were well except for the first punt. He shanked one punt. The rest of them he hit really well. Gave up cover. He hit one so deep right there. We got spread out in the coverage a little bit. They got us back on that one on the return, but our kids really fought. They competed in the game and going back to learning how to win and learning how to make that one more play. And they did. It was great throw and catch at the end by Auden and James to get us over the hump. We made the play and got a win. So we got a lot of work to do. Like I said, we're a ton of work to do in a lot of areas, but proud of our guys, the way they competed, and we did a good job and won the football game.
Jimbo, could you describe the emotions in the locker room?
No, they were, man, just like it's been so long since you felt it since last year. You know what I'm saying? We hadn't been that long. Then we were off for 3 weeks, and it's been since January 1 last year, December 31st, until we had a win with all the off weeks and all the things that go on. It was just like, man, that's what that feels like. That's what this locker room feels like and what it is. And, you can never take anything for granted and how special winning is and how hard it is and how many good football teams there are in this league. I think this is a testament to how good this league really is. You look across the board last night, Miami and Duke. That was a war until right at the end. There's a lot of good football teams, and you can never appreciate winning enough. And that locker room was very happy and excited.
With that said, how big of a relief is it for you guys moving forward?
Oh, it is. Learning how to win and take the next step. Like I say, we're a work in progress, and we got to get a lot of guys. We got some guys banged up. Not having Auden, at times that he played, and he was very limited, but we got him on that drive and got him in a one-on-one, and we're able to throw and catch. And losing Derek Kelly really hurt early in the mix. Really fast right there. Because Derek was one of our best. He'd been doing really good. Even though he had a couple penalties last week, he'd been playing extremely well. Then we lost Dickerson for a while in there. Later on in the game, we lost Minshew, who had to come out of the game. It was a physical, hard-fought game, and those guys just kept battling.
What does it say about the way that he was able to step up even though he...
Oh, big time. That's part of growing up. And if you're going to play in this game and play and be a great player, those are the kind of things you got to be able to do and for your team when they're big like that, when you're banged and bruised, and you can't play a whole game, but you can find a way to contribute that way. It was a big-time deal by him.
How close were you to going for it on 4th and 1?
I was very close, but I had the 3 timeouts. You know what I mean? And I just felt good, our defense, and I thought just in the calls it would put pressure on them. You know what I mean? I think it changes the game. When you can pin it inside that 8, 10, 12-yard line, and you got 3 timeouts, and you still got that time, I was very close. But the second down call that we should have made. They beat us across our face on the 9 technique and what happened on the short yardage, and I was. But listen, and it wasn't about to take it away from our kids either, because we hold them right there, we pin them back, they got to go 90 yards. We got 3 timeouts, and forces them, if they're going to try and throw it and they ain't complete, all right, we got a timeout and get it. So I just thought it was a smart play to play, and that's the way we went to it, and luckily it worked out. And then was fortunate enough to be able to keep a timeout but they had to go for it on 3rd down too, because that was a good. They have to do that, because if they just run it right there and we use the timeout, we're still going to get the ball there with a lot of time left on the clock.
You showed a lot of trust in your defense there, but also Logan pinning him deep because if he kicks out of the end zone.
Exactly right. Logan really does a good job of that. We work on that a lot. He does a good job of the Aussie kick or the Australian rules or whatever. You got rugby kicks. It's one of them kicks. Okay, but he does a good job of that, and their guy did too. He was making that thing dance on the 4 or 5 yard line, but he does a good job of that, and I felt good about our defense, and I thought they did a great job today. They got put in some tough situations, held in the field goals, and battled. They give up a play or 2 here and there, but they did a heck of a job.
And I think they had 17 or 18 tackles for loss of the Wake defense. Does that come into play too when it's 4th and short? They could.
No doubt. We give up too much penetration in the tackles for loss on run things and just. And at times broke some nice runs. You know what I'm saying? I just got to look. But we had a new combination of people up there. We gave up a sack right off the bat when Derek went out. It was guys. Your backups got to be ready to play, and we'll look and see what the problems were.
Jimbo, that final touchdown, was that something that James has kind of worked on, a play you guys?
We actually had it earlier in the game with George coming across there one time. If you remember, actually about the same type of throw. You know what I mean? With that big body of Auden makes a big difference. You know, in that size differential, and it was he had comebacks, he had overs, he had 3 or 4 options, but there's a post alert deal where he can get the one-on-one and first down. You know, and when he come out, he said the comeback he felt was a little tight, just didn't like it. Knew he had that one-on-one and set his feet and give Auden give him a nice throw. So that was his option to be able to do that.
One of the strengths of Wake Forest is their run defense, especially up the middle with Rodney and Yarberry. And you guys pounded them all day. Was that more game plan, or was that game flow?
That was game plan. We wanted to be direct at them and felt like we could get it up inside and try to dig it. See, they're a bunch. They're an old school defense, and what I mean by that is where they bunch the box, play the corners and safeties inside and high, mix in 2 and what we call palms coverage, and then put those safeties. Man, when you run, I mean that's where the receiver. We have to try to get those receivers close and digging them out. I mean those extra safeties flying down in that box, but they play wide 9s. See, that's why it gives some a lot. When they play wide 5s and 9s, I mean, which is very, you got to have great corners. But there's inside runs in there. You know what I mean? It's hard to get the edges when you get those wide 5s and 9s. So we felt we had to do it and dig the safeties out.
Speaking of the run game, was there something different that you saw within the offensive line this week during practice to help you,
Well, no, they've worked and done better, and plus we've got to have balance. I don't care. You got to line up and run. Even if you're not making a lot of yards, you still have to make people respect the run.
Jimbo, it seemed like when Wake took the lead early in the 4th, and you guys had those plays where you were stalling out on offense, it seemed like the offensive line, some of the players walking off the field, like the body language wasn't there, or some things you're trying to tell them.
Listen, you're still one play. You got, and it's because it gets defeating. That's what I'm saying. We hadn't won. You had, if you'd won some games, you've been ahead. That body language is different, and that's why I say confidence is. Yes, anything you do. I don't care what it is. The word confidence is nothing greater, nothing more important than confidence. And they hadn't had success, so their confidence, they're doubting, and that's where as a coach you got to remind them what they got to do, what the program's built on. Love, trust, and belief, what we talk about all the time, and toughness, effort, discipline, and pride. And you got to remind them of that, because at the end of the day, that's all you got. At the end of the day, you got your pride. You got to line up. And like I say, ain't nobody coming to save you. Ain't nobody coming out of the bed. You got to do it. You got to play your way in. You played your way in. You got to play your way out. And that was what we told him, and we got to do it again. We believed in it. We're going to come right back. We're going to be aggressive, and we got it.
Jimbo, with Jacques Patrick, had a really breakout game today. Just what did you? How pleased were you with his performance?
Yeah, I keep saying it. He has played extremely well all year. I mean, I know we all love the other guys and different things, but this guy, all we've ever done, played. Cam had a great game. He had a great game. But Jacques has played steady. He knows what to do. He's been around. He can catch. He can block. He can run. He's a heck of a football player.
How does James? Go ahead.
Do you still, with Cam, some of that high school stuff where he runs 4, 6, 8 yards?
Yeah, I mean, you got to know every play is not a touchdown. And listen, and it comes from not a bad place.
Right.
It comes. See, if I remember right, if you remember, do you remember Dalvin's conversation he told you when he started playing? Some of the things I had to tell him early. Every play is not a touchdown. I had to have that conversation with him. They're so used. Those guys. You got to remember when you run for 3,000 yards in a year, the last time you ever played, you're used to running up and down the field, which they will. And he made some phenomenal runs today. I mean, phenomenal runs. You know what I mean? But everyone at this level, it's just not, it doesn't work that way. And you got to be willing to take that 3, 4, 5, or even a 1-yard loss. You know what I'm saying? To not put it in, and that's just a learning. I had to do that with Dalvin. Dalvin, we had that conversation. You just go make the good. All of a sudden, your ability, it'll spit. You'll know when it's there. You know what I'm saying? And don't try to put too much pressure on yourself or do too much. But he had some really nice plays in the game. Had nice catches. He's going to be a heck of a player, guys. Now he is. He's a freshman.
How was James during the course of the game? I mean, he had 7 yards in the first half. And
Good. He wasn't. We got pressure, but he wasn't out of whack. You know what I'm saying? And wanted to be smart, and then and probably called the game with some screens and things because I just thought it was a 1-possession game. There's no sense to put that pressure on his back till you have to. I think that's part of. It's more important for them to be ready for the moment, and you pick your moments when you're calling. Again, sometimes you got to be a little conservative. You throw screens, you do different things. You'll run it. You'll even throw what you do, but because you don't ever want to lose that guy. Because once you ever lose him, then you lost him. And I thought it was very important that he never lost it in the sideline, and we picked our moments to try to get him to be aggressive, and he made the plays when he had to make the plays.
But on the sideline?
No, he was good. He started to get frustrated. But I said, listen, whoa. Why you want to get frustrated and give him something? 1-possession game, we get one play, you're right back in it. This is part of growing and playing quarterback. It's just like the thing with Cam. Every play's not a touchdown. Every run's not a touchdown. There's a learning curve in here. And the great thing he did, he went out there today and didn't turn the ball over. And at the end of the day, that was as big as anything he did. Hit a big pass to Keith to give us a 3-point play, and had a game winner in the fourth quarter at the end. And 2 big drives. And I mean, that's huge. I mean, think about that for a freshman. The 2 plays that he made right there as a true that didn't have great stats, but that's winning football. Winning football isn't always pretty.
You guys were locked in a close game from start to finish. You finally got your first win of the season. What can a win like this do for the psyche of a team?
Well, I think to understand how that you can keep grinding and understand the importance, if you can look at them now and correct, is a good thing. You've won, and now we'll see all those mistakes as a coach and how good we can be if we want to be. But I think it's huge because it gives you the confidence that I can still go out there and win in a big situation.
At the end of the game, the defense might be thinking that you want to play for a field goal, especially with the field position. Does that make it easier to throw down the field? Or be
it does. It does. And we had other options beside that option. You know what I'm saying? And we still had a timeout left. And you're really about probably 6-7 yards away from field goal range. You know what I'm saying? So we had a high percentage here, and he saw the one-on-one, he took it, and he made it. And like I say, come back, and then you still got the ability to run the football, throw something short. If it don't make it, call a timeout. You know, get you, and you still had every minute and do whatever you had to do, or just call a play and milk it down and run it. So there was a lot of different options there, and I thought maybe they would pressure, come at us a little bit, or try to blitz and try to get the one-on-one.
I assume that's not an easy catch for Odd either with a guy.
Oh, but that's odd. That's what big receivers do. That's what the big body receivers, they have to do. I mean, just like guys on the post. I mean, the big guys, they're never open, but they're always shooting over somebody. The big receivers, they ain't never really open. They just play over people. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you got to do.
It seemed like a strange game to watch because there were a lot of individual.
You gotta call it.
there were a lot of great individual plays, but then there were so many kind of.
It was extremes, one way or the other on both sides. You know what I'm saying? I mean, for them to even like when they played that Keith Gavincott, 3rd and 21, after 2 plays in a row. I mean, but you had 2. But that comes when teams play hard and they really want to compete and they believe in what they're doing and they find ways to do whatever they got to do. You know what I'm saying? And raise up. And they're a good football team.
Ricky's made 8 straight field goals. What's it like to see him get that confidence?
I'm glad. For him, what the heck? It's making me feel good. I promise you. I mean, you got to have that. And that's great to watch him do it and work hard in practice. He's had his ups and downs in practice, but he's really worked hard and he's getting much better, and I'm glad. We got the protection ironed out. And we go. I think, like I say, the first game, the only miss he had was a block that he couldn't do anything about. And then he had the one last week at NC State, but now it's great to see him, and I want him to please stay that way.
With that first field goal, it was 51-yarder. Did you consider putting in Logan, or? No.
He's very good. I said his range is there. He hit one the other day on Thursday in practice. It was about 51, 52, and he hit it really last week and a half. He's really been hitting that thing good back there, and I felt very confident with him there.
How concerned are you with the O-line as far as health?
Oh, I am. I just got to wait and see. I mean, it's big, and the guys you're going to play next week, man. They're really good on defense, so we'll have to figure out where we are and what's going on.
Jimbo, you guys were on the ropes in the first half, and you got the turnover and a long kick return that kind of got you back in.
It did. It was big plays in the game. That's what I say.